Hello, Marie. I'm glad to have you here today. I'm Alex, a senior recruiter at L'Oreal, and I'm excited to learn more about your skills and how you can contribute to our supply chain team. Could you start by giving me a brief introduction about yourself?
Thank you, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Marie Dupont, a recent graduate with an engineering degree from a top French institution. I've had valuable experiences through internships where I honed my skills in supply chain management and process optimization. I'm eager to apply my knowledge in a dynamic environment like L'Oreal's and contribute to enhancing the efficiency of your supply chain operations.
Great. Let's dive into some questions. Can you explain the difference between supply chain management and logistics?
Certainly. Supply chain management is a comprehensive approach that involves managing the flow of goods, information, and finances as they move from the supplier to the manufacturer, to the wholesaler, to the retailer, and finally to the consumer. It covers everything from product development to sourcing, production, and logistics, to the information systems needed to coordinate these activities. On the other hand, logistics is a component of supply chain management that focuses specifically on the transportation and storage of goods. It involves managing how resources are acquired, stored, and transported to their final destination.
That's a solid explanation. How do you approach analyzing supply chain data to identify areas for improvement?
I start by gathering and cleaning the relevant data to ensure accuracy. Then, I use statistical tools like Excel or more advanced software like Python or R to perform data analysis. I look for patterns, trends, and anomalies that indicate inefficiencies or bottlenecks. For example, I might analyze lead times, inventory levels, or transportation costs to identify areas where costs can be reduced or processes can be streamlined. Once I pinpoint these areas, I develop strategies to optimize them, such as adjusting order quantities or negotiating better terms with suppliers.
Can you describe a method you would use to forecast demand in a supply chain?
For demand forecasting, I would use a combination of quantitative and qualitative methods. Quantitatively, I could use time series analysis, which involves examining historical data to predict future demand. Techniques like moving averages or exponential smoothing can be particularly useful. On the qualitative side, I would gather input from sales teams, market research, and industry trends. By combining these approaches, we can create a more accurate forecast that helps in planning production, inventory, and distribution.
Demand variability can be a challenge. How would you address it to maintain supply chain efficiency?
To address demand variability, I would implement demand planning strategies, such as maintaining a flexible supply chain that can quickly adapt to changes. This might involve establishing agreements with suppliers for variable order quantities, or using a just-in-time inventory system to reduce holding costs. Additionally, I would employ demand sensing techniques to quickly identify changes in demand patterns and adjust the production schedule accordingly. Collaboration with other departments like sales and marketing is crucial to ensure alignment and responsiveness.
Collaboration is indeed important. How do you ensure effective communication within a diverse team?
Effective communication in a diverse team involves active listening, empathy, and clarity. I make it a point to understand different perspectives and cultural nuances. Regular meetings and updates help keep everyone aligned and informed. I also encourage open dialogue and feedback to address any misunderstandings promptly. Using collaboration tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams ensures that communication is seamless and that everyone has access to the necessary information in real time.
Let's talk about risk management in supply chains. What strategies would you use to mitigate risks?
To mitigate risks, I would first conduct a thorough risk assessment to identify potential vulnerabilities in the supply chain. Strategies like diversifying suppliers to avoid reliance on a single source can reduce risk. Implementing robust inventory management practices, such as safety stock levels, can guard against supply disruptions. Additionally, I would develop contingency plans for unforeseen events, like natural disasters or political instability. Regular reviews and updates of these plans ensure that they remain effective over time.
How do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies in supply chain management?
I stay informed by reading industry publications, attending webinars, and participating in professional networks. I also follow thought leaders and experts on platforms like LinkedIn. Engaging in online courses and workshops helps me acquire new skills and knowledge. By staying current, I can bring innovative ideas to the table and ensure that my work aligns with the latest best practices and technological advancements.
Given the global nature of L'Oréal's supply chain, how would you handle working across different time zones?
Working across time zones requires flexibility and effective scheduling. I would use digital tools to coordinate meetings at times that are convenient for all parties involved. Clear communication is key, so I would ensure that objectives and deadlines are well defined and shared. Asynchronous communication methods, like emails and shared documents, allow team members to contribute at their convenience. Being mindful of cultural differences and showing respect for colleagues' time is also important in building strong international collaborations.
Those are great strategies. Could you tell me about a time you had to quickly learn a new tool or system?
During one of my internships, I needed to quickly learn SAP, an enterprise resource planning software, to assist with inventory management. I started by reviewing online tutorials and documentation to understand the basics. I then practiced using the software with sample data to build confidence. I wasn't afraid to ask colleagues for guidance, which helped me learn best practices. Within a short period, I was able to effectively navigate SAP and contribute to optimizing inventory levels by reducing excess stock and improving order accuracy.
It's impressive that you picked it up quickly. Now, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing supply chain professionals today?
One of the biggest challenges is managing the increased complexity and unpredictability of global supply chains. Factors like geopolitical tensions, trade wars, and the impact of the pandemic have highlighted vulnerabilities. Additionally, there's a growing demand for sustainable practices, which requires balancing efficiency with environmental responsibility. Supply chain professionals must be agile, innovative, and forward-thinking to address these challenges. Leveraging technology and fostering strong partnerships to create resilient and sustainable supply chains.
Sustainability is indeed crucial. How would you approach implementing sustainable practices in a supply chain?
To implement sustainable practices, I would start by assessing the current processes to identify areas with the highest environmental impact. This might include reducing waste, optimizing transportation routes to lower emissions, or sourcing materials from sustainable suppliers. I would set clear sustainability goals and collaborate with suppliers and partners to align efforts. Additionally, I would leverage technology, such as data analytics, to monitor progress and make data-driven decisions to continuously improve sustainability outcomes.
Excellent. Do you have any questions for me about the role or L'Oréal's supply chain?
Yes, I do. Could you share how L'Oréal is currently addressing sustainability within its supply chain, and what initiatives are in place to reduce environmental impact?
Certainly. L'Oréal is committed to sustainability and has set ambitious goals as part of its L'Oréal for the Future program. We're focusing on reducing carbon emissions, improving resource efficiency, and ensuring ethical sourcing. Initiatives include transitioning to renewable energy, optimizing packaging for recyclability, and working closely with suppliers to ensure sustainable practices. Our supply chain teams are integral in driving these changes and continuously exploring innovative solutions.
That's inspiring to hear. One more question. How does L'Oréal support the professional growth and development of its employees, especially in the supply chain department?
At L'Oréal, we value continuous learning and development. We offer various training programs, workshops, and mentorship opportunities to support employees in their career growth. Our supply chain professionals have access to global projects and cross-functional teams, providing diverse experiences that enhance their skills. We also encourage employees to pursue certifications and further education to stay at the forefront of industry trends.
Thank you for sharing that. It's motivating to know that L'Oréal invests in its employees' growth. I'm excited about the possibility of contributing to your team.
Thank you, Marie. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. You have a solid understanding of supply chain principles and a proactive mindset that aligns well with our values. We'll be in touch soon with the next steps. Have a great day.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.